திரு ஆனந்த் ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் அவர்களின் சாதாரண பங்கு அசாதாரண லாபம் தமிழ் வடிவம் இப்போது கிண்டிலில் கிடைக்கிறது. இந்த புத்தகம் புதிய முதலீட்டாளர்களுக்கு பங்குச்சந்தை பற்றிய ஒரு அறிமுகமாக இருக்கும். இந்த புத்தகத்தை நீங்கள் கிண்டிலில் வாங்க விரும்பினால் வீடியோவின் கீழே இருக்கும் லிங்கை கிளிக் செய்யுங்கள்.
Good evening. Today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite economists, Ratin Roy. Ratin Roy was bipartisan and he was there in both camps. He had a role to play when the UPA was in power, and when this government came to power, he was part of the economic advisory team to the Prime Minister. Like he himself famously said, the Prime Minister did not like what he said and finally he had to leave. And so he went to London, where he became a head of a think tank. Ratin Roy kept on saying that the basic GST structure was flawed and this would lead to the contraction amount of tax collected, and this in turn would affect investment and therefore the overall economy would struggle. But nobody took him seriously at that point of time. The growth of the Indian economy, which was at 8%, has dropped to 4% even before the COVID pandemic came. The economists are squibbling whether it will be 7.5 or 8% will be the actual GDP decline. Pranab Sen says, if you factor in all the losses in SME, MSME and informal sector, it should be more than 8%. But nobody likes bad news, so let us assume it was 8% or 7.5%. But whatever it is, 7.5 or 8, this year, because of the second wave, there is no way that the Indian economy is going to reach where it was in 2019-20. So we have lost 2 years, 2021 and 21-22, when we may reach, at the end of which hopefully we will be where we were in 1920. To get to the same per capita income will take a longer period. Bangladesh, which handled things better, which was 40% below India in 2014, has now caught up and gone ahead of India. Maybe over the next 3 years, India will catch up again, and it is seasonal. But today I don't want to talk about what happened last year and what is going to happen this year. One of the editors who is pro-right in Business Standard, T.N. Hainan, finally got the courage to bite the bullet, and he wrote an editorial in the Business Standard in recent times. He said, if you leave this year and assume that we catch up with 1920, the future is very bleak for India. The future is bleak because if we have had a K-shaped recovery, but the stock market is buoyant and doing well for a few companies, while the majority of the Indian companies in the SME and MSE sector are struggling with no liquidity. This means that more people have moved from middle class to poor, and we have not been able to lift people from poverty. Therefore, real demand will not come to India. If real demand does not come to India, then factories which already have made investments are not going to be making fresh investments. For demand to catch up with investments already made will take another 3 or 4 years according to Mr. Nainan. So factories will be running at 40 to 50% efficiency. One might argue, as he says, that we can export our way out of trouble and there are big export opportunities. But the policies of this government, especially Atmanirbharta, has meant that outsiders also look us with suspicion, are not going to take to Indian goods with open arms, even though the world is looking for a China plus one strategy. And this opportunity may pass India because of our Atmanirbhar policy. Why does he say that, and why do I agree with him? The answer is very simple and clear. Let us take the example. There was a huge shortage of containers in India. This is because India is not in the main shipping lines of the world. Most of India's goods come as transshipment from Colombo. Since we had stopped importing, enough containers had not come for us to export from here, because bringing one container empty one side would push freight charges way past the normal. Also, in places like Tirupur and other areas which are labor intensive exports, which are the kind of exports we need to keep unemployment at bay, are declining according to the Federation of Indian Exporters. This is because government is not incentivizing with a proper textile policy on textiles, leather, etc., which are labor intensive. Countries like Vietnam and Bangladesh have used this more effectively and have gone ahead. Therefore, people in Tripur are moving out to Bangladesh and states like Ethiopia and trying to grow the market from there. So, what is going to happen is there is not going to be much investment from private sector because there is no demand. If private sector does not invest, then one of the big engines of GDP growth is investment is going to stall, and this means we are not going to reach 7 to 8% growth very quickly, because it would mean that there will be no sale possible. But in anticipation of investment growth, Nirmala Sitharaman has already cut corporate taxes. These cut in taxes are being used by the big corporates to deleverage, as we have seen in the case of Tata Steel, which is deleveraging debt in a very fast manner. It makes no sense for companies to invest into new facilities and new factories because existing factories' demand itself is not being met, and export is not happening out of India. Unless India addresses these issues, we are not going to solve this problem. Once again, I go to my friend Ratin Roy, who said, and which TN Nayanan agrees, and which he has written in his article, unless the government of India makes investments in education and basic health care and lifts more people out of poverty, then demand is not going to happen. Countries in Southeast Asia, which concentrated on education and other social sectors and pulled millions out of poverty, became Southeast Asian tigers. Countries in Latin America, like Brazil and Argentina, which made sure they only the elite few did well in life. This resulted in lot of inequality, where the very majority of the people lived in extreme poverty and a small minority were extremely wealthy. Those wealthy were living in colonies surrounded by electric fences so that the poor cannot steal. Whether India is going down the path of Southeast Asia or Latin America is something that we have to wait and watch. Thank you for watching. Be rich. It's a great privilege and honor that so many of you in thousands have subscribed to my channel and have supported me. I have written 2 books in English, The Alchemy of Money and Ordinary Stocks, Extraordinary Profits. These books are published by us and are ready. If you want to procure a copy, send us a message to the WhatsApp number given below and my team would respond to you. If you want an Amazon Kindle copy, you can click the link below. Finally, those who wish to consult with me can send a mail to berichenglish@gmail.com. Once again, I thank you for your support. If you like this video, press the subscribe button of my channel, hit the like button and turn on the bell notification.